got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they interplay. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick of the 2008 draft, the man they call Matty Ice, quarterback Matt Ryan.
And they said he would be a gym rat coming out of Boston College, and nothing has changed, and his play continues to get better as he rallies his team.
Ready. Mike 58 right there. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. The numbers for him from a week ago. 24 carries, 108 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons. Running on first down, Eckler. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Second and 5 now. Ryan. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Cameron Jordan. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. And able to find Graham, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 34-yard line. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Ryan. He's got his man Sharp, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Ryan. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now it's Ryan. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line.
Ready, we're ready. Back 25.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
It's out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up fourth. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Back to throw here. He'll get this complete to Batson. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. It's player spotlight time, and we focus that spotlight on the quarterback, Matt Ryan. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Corey Littleton there on the tackle. From the 24, Ryan, he'll get this to Eckler. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Now Ryan on 1st down. And Graham's got it. Complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
Yeah, and it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down.
Got him. Back 25. 58. Come on. I got one. He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
Now a toss play to Eckler. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
59, got him. 30. Ricky. Ready to go.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan, the connection made. It's Graham. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 42. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10. at the 42-yard line. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
To throw is Ryan. And he finds his tight end, Graham. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Falcons push further out in front.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. A 10-play drive that time. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
Latavius Murray getting set to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make it.
Cook strip, the ball's out, and the Falcons grab it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
58 to Mike. Check.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. That's complete right around the 8. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now it's Ryan. His pass caught at the 4. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Single.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And he's got it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. To throw again is Ryan. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game, it was the former MVP, Matt Ryan, with a strong first half. His guys have the lead on the road in the Big Easy as we get you back over to the Superdome and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he'll blind. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution?
He's got daylight. 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, 77 yards. As his guys are able to pull a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Let's go.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now? Those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On third down, Ryan looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Eckler. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Ryan throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Ryan. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
18 Gator. 54. You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. Solid footwork, but not able to get a whole lot. Brought down shy of the 10. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing just about on his own goal line. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They go back to the ground, this time Clement. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now back to throw. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Let him know. Check 99. Check 99.
On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. 2nd and 6. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That'll be complete to Cook. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run with Murray. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Latavius Murray, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, when you catch that toss going right or left, really, but right in this instance, do you go straight for the pylon? Is that where you're going?
Well, typically you want to try and maneuver people a little bit so you have some space to get to the pylon. So I want to make sure I try and move them a little bit to the inside, and in this case to the left, so I can get to the right side and get to that pylon and wink at it as I go by.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. On 2nd down and 4. Ryan, that's complete to Sharp. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Going on the ground with Eckler. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. From the 41, Ryan. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Clement. Now Clement fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. He sets to fire deep, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Murray. The Saints on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And a bounce back here for him after a slow start. And sometimes that's how it goes with tight ends. Those catches in their games, they can go in waves at that position.
And you get so locked into stopping them that you think, okay, hey, look at that. We've held him down. And the best ones, you really don't hold down for an entire game. They're going to get their catches. Your job is to keep them from being big-time catches that break you down totally.
On the ground, it's Eckler. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now Ryan. And able to find Graham. Complete. 23 yards on the play.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Ryan. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Offense.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Let's go.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. Yards short of the 1st. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, in a big spot. This for the lead in the final stages. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or 2, but it's no good as it stands. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Back to throw here.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. Throwing now is Ryan. He'll get this to Eckler. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down. Finding a safety valve here, that's complete. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now it all comes down to Dustin Hopkins. This from long, very long range. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now it all comes down to Dustin Hopkins. This from long, very long range. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And the Falcons are going to win the game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then